Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Hey, girly. Hey, mildly mercurial. Oh, hold on one second. I need to silence that. Okay, so my sound is working. That's good to know. Oh my gosh. So it's been a week since I last live streamed. And I just feel like it's been almost a year. I haven't seen you all since last year. And we had a bunch of documents drop for Aaron Spencer. And so this was just going to be Aaron Spencer. And then literally this always happens. Like right before I was about to go on, we get a doc drop in the Jones. Let me see. Yeah, for the Jones versus Abel. And so I'm just like, all right, I think maybe we should start there. Hold on one second. Let me silence those notifications. Okay. Yay, Happy New Year. Hey, Quarter Fate, how are you? Good to see you. At some point, I need to ask you guys what your time zones are because I never know what the best time is. And I feel like around this time is when I usually can get like both the people on the other side of the world and the US. But anyways, okay, so let's go and get right into this. Sorry, I got totally sidetracked. Oops, I'm not on StreamYard. So we are going to start with, oh, and actually I have a new thing we can try on StreamYard. I'm going to see if I can put the comments on the screen. So let me see if I can figure that out real quick. Because, oh, yeah, it says, well, layouts, that's not it. So because I have this new subscription, so it says I can do that. And now, of course, I can't figure out how to do that. Darn it. Well, okay, wait, comments. Oh, show comments on the stage. Okay, let's see. Oh, look, there you guys are. See? Okay, no swear words. Just kidding. Not to be off topic, but there's a case out of Columbus with a dead dentist and his wife you need to check out when you get a SAG. Okay, so I was following that. Honestly, today and yesterday, I've barely been able to see anything, but I'm so curious about this dentist one because I looked into that as well. It was just the whole thing was so bizarre, like his boss had called in because he just never ever is like late. He's never not responsive. And then they tried calling the wife, couldn't get a hold of her. I think this is the one you're talking about. And then there was a wellness check, but then the cops didn't do anything. And so then like people from the office went and then one of them, oh my God, it was so heartbreaking. He looked inside and he through the window and he called, he's like, no, there's a body, there's blood, and they have 2 kids. And so then they came and then they said it was a murder, definitely not like some kind of suicide, or God, I'm using all the bad words for YouTube, but they didn't think that they had self-deleted or anything because there was no weapon. And then there's footage, they had a suspect, but then now this other call has dropped where someone was scared at that address, but people are saying it was not her and someone else. I don't know. That's all I know about that case. And I should warn you guys, I've had the longest, like, I am so tired, but I've missed you guys so much. And I just felt like there was a whole bunch of documents for Aaron Spencer that dropped. And I was talking to my sister, she's an attorney, and I was telling her about the Aaron Spencer case. And she's like, yeah, she's like, you not only need to inform, I never say it right, Lonoke County about jury nullification. She's like, but also if they try to do an Allen charge, which we've seen that in a lot of cases, and that is true. That's like when it's hung and then they get sent back. So anyways, we're going to get into that a little bit later too. But mildly mercurial, did I summarize the dentist one? Okay, sometimes this time works and sometimes it doesn't. It's okay. Just go when you can. Oh, just Khaleesi, my mod. One of my mods. Thank you so much. Hey, Mia, how are you? You're in Ohio. That's the one I'm talking about. Thank you. Oh, okay. So is this a different? Okay, so this is a different dentist one. Columbus, Ohio. I thought was that dentist one, and it's another Spencer. Okay, well, that makes it easy. Hey, Wrathful, you're making dinner for the kids. Okay, good. So, well, we're gonna start with the It Ends With Us and Stephanie Jones, those docs. And then we can go into Aaron Spencer if you guys want, which I mean, there's some crazy things with that. Okay, so let's go right into there. And let me see if it updated on the docket updates or on the, let me see. Yes, these are all here. Okay, so we're just going to start with this one. So share this tab instead. Let me make sure you guys can see me. Take the comments off the screen. Oh, here's mildly. Spencer and Monique Tepe. Yep, that's it. Those are the ones. But that 911 call they're saying is not her, right? That was the last I heard. The one from like months ago. And then like, of course, we've had some people post it without context. And then everyone's assuming that happened sometime before they were both offed. And yeah, that's a crazy case. You like Kevin Fritz? Okay, good, because that is who we are starting with. So hopefully you guys haven't seen these yet, because they literally just dropped. So we're gonna go right into this. Let me just make it bigger for y'all. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is Kevin Fritz, and let me just make sure you can see it. All right, here we go. I'm off to a really slow start, but we're gonna get through this. Okay. So, dear Judge Lyman, on behalf of Jen Abel, Melissa Nathan, Justin Baldoni, and Wayfarer Studios LLC, collectively the Wayfarer parties, and non-party Jamie Heath, we write pursuant to Rule 4B Attachment A to Your Honor's individual rules to respectfully request that the court preliminarily seal Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 3 to the declaration of Kevin Fritz, as well as the portions of the company memorandum of law referencing the contents of those exhibits, which are being filed in opposition to plaintiff Stephanie Jones and JonesWorks' motion for leave to amend. Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 3 are documents, communications, or other discovery materials that have been designated as confidential by parties or certain non-parties in the above captioned matter. Okay. So these documents are in opposition to Stephanie Jones and JonesWorks' motion for leave to amend. So we have those. We'll get those next. Okay, so well, that's the long one. Hold on. There's an exhibit first I want to get to, because that was the first thing I saw. 1 second. Okay. They're still not here. Okay, so we're just gonna have to do it on mine. Okay, so let's share this one. Make sure you can see it. You guys still there? Hey, Michelles, how are you? Hey, Lori Jane. Okay. So we're gonna do this exhibit. We have Stephanie Jones text, and I'm just gonna warn you. This has 19 pages. Stephanie Jones has some really long text. Like I was like, are these voice texts? But I didn't read them in an entirely. So if you've seen this before, you can just tell me in the chat. Hopefully that, and we'll stop. Okay, so this, of course, this is from 8/8. So that, August was like not August of 2024. I feel like, things went off the rails for her. So basically, this was an email first that we get. Let me just make sure you guys can still see me. Yeah, okay. I can try to make it a little bit bigger. Let's see. Is that better? Yeah, that's better, right? So we start off with this from Lillian Gissen, and it was to Jen Abel, Stephanie Jones, Wayfarer, and it's a call for comment. I'm a reporter for Daily Mail, and I'm currently working on a story surrounding the recent rumors that there was a feud between It Ends With Us co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. People on social media are talking about how they don't pose together at the premiere or do any press together. I wanted to give you a chance to respond to those rumors. Please let me know if you have any comments. Thank you. Best, Lillian Gissen. And like, whose fault was that again? Oh yeah, Blake Lively was the one who insisted on not walking the carpet with them. So Stephanie Jones says, Jen just tried you. Please give me a ring. Thanks. Have you guys seen this before? You said, oh, haven't seen the Stephanie Jones stuff. Alfred's Isabella letter, which was, oh yeah, that was so good. Oh, I said, oh my God, I remember asking about the dinosaurs in a previous life. Dinosaurs? What are you talking about? Dinosaurs? Khaleesi, you're the best. It's okay. Take your time. No, I'm not even kidding. It's been like the longest few weeks ever, but we're going to keep going. All right. So for those, following along. Okay. So Stephanie Jones, and this is August 8th for those just listening. Stephanie Jones, Lillian has been nice and fixed things for us in the past. Okay. So we've seen this before. I can give her that this is a nothing burger. Hi, we are going through security and checking luggage. Melissa and her team are into this one already. Okay. So we've seen that before. I know that. And then Jamie, he says, hold on, you guys, please, no one call Daily Mail right now. Melissa's in the middle of it. I want to be sure we are all aligned. Okay, so we've seen all that. And then she said, "Oh, sent email that I left word and playing phone tag with her. It was my understanding Melissa was strategy, not dealing with media comms." Okay. But didn't Stephanie Jones say that she was the one involved in strategy as well? But we'll just keep going. Jamie Heath, hold on, everyone. I'm very confused. Why would anyone call anyone without consulting with everyone first? This is not good. No one is to do anything at all without my knowledge first. This could really blow things up. Stephanie says, I acknowledged receipt to Lillian and said I'd contact her like we always do, which is part of our job. No one should be contacting media except JW as we are agency of, except Jonesworks as we are agency of record. Unsure how Melissa is in the middle of it as we are not privy to those discussions with Melissa, although we should be. Oh my God. Okay. Hashtag Stephanie Jones shoplifts. Okay. Jamie Heath says, I am hearing from Sony that, quote, someone named Stephanie Jones has responded out to Daily Mail saying that Blake is to blame, and now this has escalated at all. We were purposely not responding to anyone as to not fuel. This has fueled it. Everyone stand down unless I'm aware of any moves. I don't care who is supposed to do what. I'm most interested in that. I'm interested only in any strategy being run by me. I need all to understand that. Okay, can you guys let me know in the chat, because I am pretty sure we have seen this, but not the whole thing. We saw this redacted because this is the first time I've seen it. This part where it says someone named Stephanie Jones has responded out to Daily Mail. Is that right? Maybe it was another Stephanie Jones. Okay. We're just gonna keep going. Okay. And then Steph Jones says, I did not even speak to Daily Mail, so I know this isn't true. Oh my gosh. Stephanie Jones says, please tell me who at Sony said this, as I don't believe it for 1 minute. Stephanie Jones says, who at Sony? And then she says, and we all know I would never ever say Blake is to blame. I'll contact Sony Comms now, as I know this isn't true. And Jamie's like, do not contact anyone at all right now. And he says, I'm sorry for being direct, but I need it to be direct. I don't want any messages with anyone right now. So I am officially needing to be understood. So I feel like we've definitely seen that before. She says, to clarify again, I have not spoken to Daily Mail. The above isn't true. I also don't believe Danny or Kim at Sony are saying that above. Quote, also has spaces as if it was just being drafted. And then she says, I am not contacting press, but it's concerning if Danny or Kim are saying I have escalated this as I haven't even touched this. I am going to contact them. Okay, so he literally just told her, stop, don't contact anyone. She's like, I'm going to contact them. And then he says, Stephanie, as your client and the one that pays for services, I am stating to not contact anyone regarding Wayfarer or Sony at this time. If you do this after this text, it will be a major problem. This needs to be respected now. I love you, Jamie Heath. I had no idea who you were before any of this, but I've grown to love you and respect you, and way to speak up. And then she says, Jamie, I have not spoken to Daily Mail. I have not spoken to Danny or Kim at Sony. And he never even said Danny or Kim at Sony. She's just like spiraling. The above is a significant accusation. I find it hard to believe true. My main goal is and always has been to protect Justin. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sure that always has been your main goal. I was not aware Melissa was in the middle of it, as I was told she was only helping with scenario planning. The email came to us, and I promptly forwarded it to you, Tara, and team. Okay, then she keeps editing herself. I don't even know what she's saying. And then she edited it again. And now she's saying, please give me a call when you land so we could discuss and align on plan. Thank you. And then she says, we received another inquiry. Please call when you land. And then she said, Josh Greenstein just contacted me. And he says, Josh has asked to speak with you, and I told him it was okay to call you. So while our position is the same regarding communications, this particular call with Josh, as it pertains to Wayfarer and Justin, you should take. Thanks. Jamie, he says, thanks. And then Stephanie Jones says, I am more than happy to speak to Josh. And then she says, People Magazine reached out, but we have not responded. Let's get aligned on plan when you land. And then Jamie, he says, where and when did that come in? And let's not respond at all, not even an acknowledge of receipt. And again, they are saying they didn't want to blame Blake. Even though it was Blake, they didn't want to blame her. Stephanie Jones says, did not respond. And then she says, 5:30 my time, but was at dinner. So saw and texted you above at 6:41. Is Melissa contacting Daily Mail or no? And then she links the article. And then she says, look like this hit 3 hours ago, which is what likely prompted People Mag to inquire with us. Okay, so that was from the Daily Mail. Nothing is from an insider, and all the quotes are attributed to the specific social media post our team sent Jen Abel this morning. And then she says, okay, so this is redacted. Okay, this one's redacted, so I'm not really sure what this is, but it says chiming in here. As the team knows, this has been changing minute by minute. We went from just monitoring and scenario planning as of yesterday, escalated to Melissa and me having to have an off-the-record conversation with outlets such as the Today Show, since he was live today and they were planning on asking about fan theories. New York Post has been digging since last week, since Justin hasn't been in any of the promo leading up to the junket. But via Melissa's relationship, they have been kept at bay with the assurance that we, along with Blake's team, were not responding to any media. Unfortunately, Daily Mail has communicated to Sony that someone from Justin's camp has contacted them and provided comment, which has caused heat now with Blake's team. Steph, for full transparency, was communicated to Sony by Daily Mail and also by Blake's team that it was you who called them and gave them info, as Sony called us and told us. The plan for now is to keep compiling the incoming requests, which we are sharing as a FYI to Melissa's team, who are monitoring this for us while we continue to junket and have this screening tonight. And I have a call set later with Blake's team to smooth things over and ensure that her side isn't feeding anything else. And they know we aren't either. We have been given the assurance that they also want this to die. Let's please share the inquiries from People Mag, as I don't have that one here with the team. And we will send to Melissa too. This is an all hands on deck scenario. Who is that, you guys? Who is this person? Do we know? You said, mildly mercurial says, and this is why Wayfarer needed him. Okay, so you said something before, or this is why Wayfarer needed him as a producer, and this is why he's a far better producer than Alex Sachs. Do you hear that, Nut Sachs? Do you hear that? This is why they needed Jamie Heath, because he was going to protect them. And Alex Sachs wasn't. And by the way, Alex Sachs, your nickname is forever Nut Sachs, in my opinion. If her middle name is MF, then it's the same as Stephanie. If Stephanie, yeah, right? Another Stephanie MF Jones. So do you guys know who this redacted person is right now speaking? No, no one knows. Sorry, the chat might be really delayed and it's a StreamYard thing. Okay, it totally is delayed because now I just went over to YouTube to look. Okay, Mylon Mercurial says, I'm starting to think that the initial narcissistic inquiry to Stephanie Jones was hiring Melissa. I always thought her rage was at Jen and Wayfarer leaving, but maybe not. Revenge doesn't look good on Stephanie Jones. All right, well, as the self-proclaimed expert on Stephanie Jones, I can answer that for you. And yes, her first issue was because a long time ago, she's never liked Melissa. In my opinion, she's never liked Melissa Nathan because Melissa Nathan refused to work for her. And then Melissa Nathan started TAG, and there was some press coming out about it. You guys know the timeline, right, from my channel. And then, and then when, Jen Abel wanted to bring on TAG, she was reluctant because, she does not like Melissa Nathan, and there were some words spoken, and ultimately it looks like she agreed, but then, it kind of set her off. And then, Jen Abel gave her 6 weeks notice. So she gave her 6 weeks notice in, I want to say July. Let me just pull up this slide because now I feel like I like always sharing all the facts with you guys. And I want my timeline up there. All right, here we go. I have to share it like this. Can you all see that? Okay, good. So, oh yeah, so the 2024, the summer of 2024 was kind of like not the best for Stephanie Jones. We had Stephanie Jones, leaks.com was launched in May. Then, yeah, Melissa Nathan launched Tag PR in June. July. Okay, so it's July 10th. Jen Abel gives her 6 weeks notice. So like this August 8th conversation text message thread that we're reading right now, so it's not only did Stephanie Jones was already upset because like a lot of things were going on. And then Jen Abel wants to leave and Wayfarer wants to leave with her. But I don't think I don't think she knows Wayfarer wants to leave with Jen Abel yet. Yeah, and now, I'm sure by Wayfarer telling her that they, like, wanna strategize with Melissa Nathan, she's like, "Well, I'm supposed to be, like, the main person here." And, yeah, because Heath emails Jones about bringing Tag and Nathan on board July 31st, so it's, like, literally a week before this text thread. And then, yeah, and then you can see in August it was downhill. There was the Business Insider article on Jones, who's afraid of Stephanie Jones. August 21st, that was the day, where 2 days before Abel's last day, Jones confiscates Abel's phone. And then, on August 21st, Leslie Sloan calls Nathan saying that they've seen the text and he will be sued. So, yeah, that's her timeline. Hey, Rose Wild, how are you? Um, all right, so you guys all got it? But we don't know who that anonymous person is. So let me go back to the text that we were just reading. If I can find it. Here it is. Okay. So I'm not sure who this person is that's chiming in here, but yeah, it's interesting. Let's keep going. Stephanie Jones, I didn't communicate with Daily Mail or anyone else for that matter. Daily Mail did not tell Sony I called them. One, because I didn't. Two, because a media outlet would have never cite something like that to another party. That's not how it works. Josh is aware of what's going on. Leslie Sloan may wrongly assume this is coming from Justin's side, but the Daily Mail story is solely about the 3 social media posts that Henry sent you this morning. I wasn't aware he had sent you those until Daily Mail inquired hours later. Let's align on communication plans, as I need to be in the loop on media communications and plan. Please ensure I'm on those texts and emails. Thanks. And then she said, just communicating what we were told by Sony. And yes, we've been in lockstep with the social media team to flag in real time. The plan for now is just forward all requests here and not respond. And Stephanie Jones then says, Leslie never communicated that to Sony. Stephanie Jones then says, nor did Daily Mail. Who at Sony told you this, Jen? That was from Stephanie Jones. And then Stephanie Jones says, what time is call with Leslie, as I would like to join, or I can shoot her text now to coordinate call to ensure she is good and knows this isn't us. And then she says, Danny, who then was communicating with Josh and Gloria. Josh then texted me, accusing me of being the one who called Daily Mail. As we were boarding, I straightened it out there, so no action needed. Jamie and the team are aware of all. Let's not do anything further, as when we land, we need to go straight into press and screening, meet and greet, etc. And then, wasn't she gone during the premiere? Oh my gosh, look who it is. How are you, Miss Christina? Our wonderful, glorious mod. Have you seen this yet, Christina? This just came in on the Abel Jones docket. And I'm just trying, there was Stephanie Jones. I mean, she's texts a lot, and I feel like I've read this text thread like 100 different times, but I feel like at different points, different parts have been redacted. Now it's unredacted. Some is still redacted. And there's this one person in this. No, Danny called me, then Josh texted me. Okay. So I think this redacted person, I think we can figure out who they are. Hold on, because didn't she say something up here? We don't know who this redacted person is, but maybe it's Danny. I don't know. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, so it says, no, Jen, Danny at Sony did not tell you that the Daily Mail. Okay, so Jen, where do we end up? Okay. No, Danny called me, then Josh texted me. Yes, and you noted and this is all Stephanie Jones, by the way. And yes, you noted that Josh accused you of talking to Daily Mail, which means my name wasn't given. And this redacted person says it was given when Danny called me. Who is this redacted person? And then Stephanie Jones says, I think it's odd as soon as our social. So, okay, is this not Stephanie? I'm so confused right now. What is redacted right before the Stephanie Jones part? Do you guys know? Hey, Max. Wow, I just made 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, Just Khaleesi. Oh, here's Christina Jane, the cat's first vet visit because she needs to get fixed. Good job. Thanks for making sure that you fix your spay and neuter your pets. Look who this is. Oh, you think it's the phone number? Genius, Kenny. I think you're right. That must be the phone number. That makes so much sense. Because I was thinking maybe you know how sometimes like we've seen things where it was like someone from Stephanie Jones and then they'll like, but that would be like Jones Works or something next to it, not Stephanie Jones. So I think that's the phone number. Genius, Kenny, you're an absolute genius. So that's what I think it is. But then who's the other one that doesn't have a name next to it? Do we know? Yeah, please remember to spay and neuter. I love that. Exactly. Um, And just a side note on that, I haven't been able to give an update on the land, but so many things happen. But a little side note, remember I'm trying to protect that land. We found out that the previous owners who were animal lovers left like a huge endowment to for no cost spay and neuter of animals like all around the area. And I just like it's just insane to me that the trustee is trying to sell that land. It's an escrow with a developer when like that's clearly never what she wanted. But anyway, side note, that's just a side note. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going with these texts. I'm just trying to figure out who this anonymous person is. All right, so this is Stephanie Jones, and I think that this person, it makes a lot of sense. That's probably their phone number. I think it's odd as soon as our social media team monitored and sent 3 TikToks, that Daily Mail suddenly covered quotes from all 3 within the hour. Stephanie Jones says, no, Jen, Danny at Sony did not tell you that Daily Mail gave my name, nor did Josh. Josh assumed it was you per your text above. And then she says, Jen is speaking with Danny and Leslie's team. My name is being cited. I do need to call Danny as well. And then she says, Jen, what time is call with Leslie, or should I contact her to schedule all of us getting on phone? And then this redacted says, per Jamie, I'm not contacting Leslie, and we are to stand down until we get through the events we have with Justin tonight. And then Jamie says, I'm confused right now. No one is to call Leslie. I do not know how to be any clearer. Why are my words not understood? I want us internally to speak first before anyone represents I want us to internally to speak first before anyone represents Wayfarer or Justin. Someone needs to tell me that they hear me. He's meaning you, Stephanie Jones. And this person says, yes, copy, we are aligned. Tara Hanks says, I hear you and we are aligned. Stephanie Jones says, copy, align. Per Jen's above text, she proactively reached out to Leslie and team to smooth things over. So I assumed you approved that. Jen, please email Leslie's team to cancel the call you supposedly had. Also, please note that New York Post sent no inquiries to you or our team last week or this week. Read Justin. And then Stephanie Jones says, Jillian at People Magazine following up again. I have a relationship with her, so I think I should reply. I'm on vacation in London with my entire family, but she can contact Jen. Aligned. And you know what's funny is like this, she's saying that like this is such an important client, and she's going on vacation like during the premiere, like the biggest part of like of Wayfarer and Justin's whole like saga with her was this, the birth of their movie, the premiere of their movie. And she's like, I'm going on vacation. She's not even there for it. Whatever. And it's not like they didn't know about this. Like this launch date has been there forever. Anyways, Jamie Heath, who I love, now says, Steph, please don't respond in any fashion, even that you're out on vacation and then to direct to Jen. That is still a response. The position for now is to stay dark until further notice. Although you have a relationship with Jillian as it pertains to this situation, there should be no response or acknowledgement of the email itself. Thank you. And then she says, cool, no problem. And then she says, okay, I'll ignore. And then there's some attachment. This is from someone named David Niederhoff. And they're CCing JJ editors. No idea who that is. And then it says Justin Baldoni and Blake lively feud rumors. Hi, Jennifer and Stephanie. We just read the Hollywood Reporter article covering the aligned rift between Justin and Blake while working on It Ends With Us, and wanted to know if you have any comments to add. Just us know if you have a statement to provide either on the record or off. Thanks, Dave. Anyone want to Google that real quick? Who is this David person? Hello, OSV369 says, if the JE, I'm pretty sure that is Jeffrey Epstein, files can be unredacted in Adobe, maybe these can too. I don't know how to do any of that. Just wondered when I heard of it. I thought of that too. So that was what people literally just copied and pasted and put it into Word. Oh my gosh, look. Lori Jane became a member. Thank you, Lori Jane. You can use the squirrel emojis now, and it really supports the channel. Thank you so, so, so much. That means a lot. And we're going to get to Aaron Spencer. This was only supposed to be about Aaron Spencer. And then, of course, Stephanie Jones, her docket had to come and interfere. So, but we're going to still end with Aaron Spencer. Also, I'm going to do what I did last time, and I'm going to, afterwards, I'm going to make I'm going to edit and make this Aaron Spencer a separate stream. So people who are following that case and not this case and this case and not that case can just watch their own. Okay, so Kenny, I called her genius. She's like, LOL, I try. We love you. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Yes, this is who I was thinking. Thank you for racking my brain. Could it be that Mitchell dude who sold Jen out? Did he sell Jen out? But Mitch Mitchell is the one that Lively's team couldn't figure out how to subpoena. And so Judge Lyman allowed them to subpoena him via LinkedIn. That is not a joke. That really happened. It's insane. The subpoenas in this case have been so improperly handled. It blows my mind. Hold on one sec. I'm going to get a quick sip of tea. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Oops. I'm going to show you that just for those who don't remember it. Yeah. Let's make this bigger. I just like this. I cannot believe this was real. Can you guys all see this? Does it, do you guys like having the chat on the screen or no? Should I take it off or do you guys like it? I can't really tell because I'm on a different screen anyway, so I can't really read it. I don't really know the point of it is because if I'm on a different screen, I can't even see it. You guys can just let me know what you think. He dumbed everything down for Blake. Oh, he did. Gives a different meaning into sliding into those DMs. Yeah. All right. She says, sorry, I can't Google or do anything right now because I'm inside the vet's office with my crazy dog waiting to bring in the cat. Oh my gosh. No worries, Chrissy. No, I was just asking our sleuths in the chat. Because sometimes people will remember things I don't remember, but you're amazing. I hope your pets are okay. Anytime I take any of my animals pretty much to the vet, but specifically a few of them, I ask for thoughts and prayers because it's my favorite vet. I have had 2 cats bite him, and I just feel so bad. Okay, so do you guys like having this chat on the screen or no? So Michelle says, DFJ, I know we were chatting on a previous live that I think was 4 hours with Lauren at all, maybe. I still want to have a convo and compare opinions. Okay, you're going to have to, you're going to have to refresh my memory. I do kind of remember this, but I don't really remember everything. Refresh my memory. Rathel, you like the chat on screen? Okay, I just didn't know if people liked it or didn't like it. And then, yeah, people on replay can see it. Okay. Okay, we're going to keep going. So do you guys remember this? This was I said, what does it look like to be served via LinkedIn? All my years, I've never ever seen this before. True story, never seen this before. And so he no longer works there. He was communications, PR, and brand executive. And he was on the team with Jen Abel overseeing this account. There's the Wilkie, Melissa, whoever at Wilkie served the subpoena LinkedIn. I mean, it just blows my freaking mind. And then I said, why does Blake Lively need a subpoena, a former JonesWorks VP? Did Stephanie Jones not hijack his phone and cloud when he left in February 2025? Does Jones and Lively already have all of Abel's communications, including, I said, doesn't Jones and Lively already have all of Abel's communications, including those with Matthew Mitchell? It appears Lively can't get a hold of Matthew Mitchell via his last known address, so she wants the court to allow her to serve him via LinkedIn or telephone. And I was laughing because I didn't think that would actually happen. And then I was wrong. It happened because everything I think would never happen happens in this case. It is absolutely insane. Don't get me started on Judge Lyman. Let's keep this not stressful. Okay, so let's go to where are we now? Okay, so we are back on this slide. Okay. So it could be him. And then, yeah. So, okay, we have one more page of text. So then this one is from Stephanie Jones, and she sent it. It says, E-News Inquiry, Justin Baldoni ends with us. This is from Dane Nanda. And it says, hi, Jennifer and Stephanie. Hope you're both doing well. I'm reaching out. Let me make sure. Can you guys see this? I just want to make sure you can see it. Okay, good. Wrong slide. Oh, no, this was the right slide. Okay. Hope you're both doing well. I'm reaching out on behalf of E! Online about this speculated feud between Blake Lively and Justin. The Hollywood Reporter just covered this story, citing sources saying there were differences regarding the final cut of the film. Linking article below. Since this is all over social media and getting pickup, would you have any sourcing on the matter to address the rumors our team is planning to cover? And then it says the Hollywood Reporter story. They have a link. Let me know if you have any questions or record. Thank you. So this is also August 8th was like a day from hell for all these people. So that's the exhibit. And so I feel like we've seen this text thread before, but we hadn't seen the whole thing. I feel like we never saw this part right here, but I could be wrong. You guys let me know. But I mean, I've covered almost all of Stephanie Jones's stuff. I don't really remember that. Oh, this is interesting. OSV369 says, I heard today Judge Lyman might be cooling to Blake. Allegedly, he was told all along they had more evidence. Now he knows they don't. Well, I don't think he even I don't know if he even cares about that. I think he protects the machine. And, at first it was he's going to pick Ryan Reynolds and everything he represents. I believe he probably didn't know who Blake Lively really was, but he knows Ryan Reynolds. And I believe he was always going to have their side no matter what over Wayfarer. Then we just had Sony put Blake Lively on blast and was like, this lawyer this count from Sesame Street is taking everything out of context. Well, they didn't say everything, but they said he's taking things out of context, seemingly deliberately. And so are her two experts, the one on harassment and the one on, I think privacy, was it? Something, harassment and something. And, oh my gosh, look, I almost never see Joe in my chat. Hey, Joe, how are you? Hey, DFJ, hey, Kenny, hey, Girly, hey, Raffle, hey, Rosewad, hey, Khaleesi, hi, guys. Joe, you are so awesome. You are always reposting like all the creators. And I think you have such an amazing X account, because even sometimes I miss things like to the people that I'm subscribed to. And I'm like, oh my God, Khaleesi's, or not Khaleesi, like, oh my God, Cassidy's on, or so you always do great work. Rosewild says, none of the mainstream media is covering the fact that Sony is not on Blake's side. Surprise, surprise. I know. Tell me about it. I'm just like, this is a big deal. This is like a really, really big deal, because, I mean, this whole time they had basically enabled her. And then now they're just like, no, they're just, she's taking things out of context. She's throwing our people under the bus. Those experts are wildly taking things out of context. And yeah, so they're basically like, screw Blake. And I don't know how much it will affect Lyman as far as his ruling with Blake. I think he'll respect whatever Sony's saying right now, and just basically give Sony whatever they want, which is all their stuff redacted. I don't know what he'll do. Yeah, I think he'll respect what Sony wants. But for Blake Lively, that kind of puts throws a little wrench in her, trying to, in my opinion, manufacture evidence with these experts. And then, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's an interesting, it's just like a huge puzzle. OSV 369 says he does protect the machine, but he is looking really bad. Oh, he's looking terrible. I think Judge Lyman is an absolute fool. So, yay. Okay. Let's go back. So let's keep going. So that was the exhibit. And again, I feel like we've seen this so many times, but I just felt like this time, I don't really remember seeing all of this unredacted. Also, I'm not entirely sure who this blacked out person was, but I think it might be that guy that we just said. The Mike Mitchell, Matthew Mitchell, whatever. So, okay. So now you guys want to go to the memorandum of law? It's long. It looks really long. I just had it. 1 second. Okay, let's share this one and we take off this one. Okay. So this is defendant and non-party Jamie Heath's memorandum of law in opposition to plaintiff's motion for leave to amend their complaint. And I'm also like, Stephanie Jones, what does she want to amend on her complaint? At this point, I don't even remember. I think didn't she want to add? Well, she needs to add people onto some of these claims because she still has those Jane Does on her. Oh, look at this. You guys, just for this memorandum of law, I might take the comments off the screen so you guys can see everything. Michelle said there's some type of agreement with Blake and Sony for so many movies or something, so they had no choice. Am I wrong? Oh my God, they just enabled her so much. Like it really hurts my brain. What they did. And there's actually a great article and I have it on my X and I'm going to post it in the chat right now. And that's a good reminder. I will post it in the description after this. And this was back, this is I think it was from the Hollywood Reporter, and they still, they were, they're always Team Lively, but it did not make Lively look good. So let me get that real quick for you. Here, let me just show this. Okay. Because I think most people have seen this. Not that many of my posts get over this many views, but people did for this one because it is a big deal. It is a big deal that Sony's see ya Lively, we're out, because they did so much for her. Oh, and then I said, it looks like Claire Ayub's recording really backfired for Lively. Because she said, was it Sony or was it public? Yikes, that's icky. That's icky. Remember that? Oh, God. So, this was a big deal. So Lively kind of fired the first shots by doing that. And then using this rep from Sony her claims, whatever. Yeah, Sony didn't like that. But this article was really good. It was from the Hollywood Reporter. And I mean, it is thorough. They're not very, in my opinion, I feel like they do a terrible job usually with how they report. I feel like they just take whatever, in my opinion, Leslie Sloan gives them and runs with it. But this one looked pretty long. It was long, and they talk about all the involvement with Sony, things, we didn't even know about, and it names names, and then it just, it's long. So right now I'm going to put this in the chat for y'all. And it's don't take what they say, word for word, but they do give a good framework for how involved Sony was, in my opinion. And then now let's go back to the memorandum of law. We're going to switch over. All right. How y'all doing? Rose Weil says Ken's latest video had pictures of Alex Sachs and Reynolds' mom hanging out at Book Bonanza or afterwards. I mean, everything in this case is crazy. Book Bonanza is going to end up just being like a whole big thing on its own. Sony had no choice. They had to go. Sony. Okay, sorry. Jeanette Conroy says Sony had a choice. They chose to go against Wayfarer. 100%. I agree with you. They had a choice, and they admit some things, and like they admit, like, okay, and there was at one point they finally put their foot down with Blake, and they're like, Blake, you cannot edit this. You are not the director. Like at some point they put their foot down with her, but it was after all this other damage, and it was so bad. And I'm pretty sure that she only backed off with that when they signed off the PGA credit. So again, I mean, just someone did say that like possibly the PGA credit could be revoked, but like I've heard that's never been done before, so I don't know if it really would. Joe says, "Oh, I've been so busy with life lately. I can only do replays and browse on X." I hear ya. So, and apparently a lot of people take breaks during the holidays, during like December, there's family and there's like, all the kids are off from school and they're on break, and like it can just be a lot for people. And then plus everyone, people are probably busy with work. I've been so busy too. Lyman doesn't care because he has a lifetime appointment. Exactly. Federal judges. Exactly. Okay. Yes, good point, OSV. It says, with Depp heard, we suspect the media was corrupt, but now we know for sure. And that was one of the first times in my experience where I really saw the whole like hashtag like fake news thing or whatever. I always was like, what do you mean fake news? Like I still had like this respect for like the New York Times and the Washington Post. And then I watched every second of that trial. And then I saw what was being posted by this legacy media and mainstream media. And I was like, it's blatant lies. And I was like, if they're lying about something as non-important as this celebrity trial, what else are they lying about? And now, so I don't trust them, and they need to start earning their respect back, in my opinion. And that's why we're going to have our own people in the courtroom during this trial, if this goes to trial, which I think it will, because there's no cameras in federal courts, which again is like, I cannot believe that. And I hope I'm alive to see the day when there is transparency in all of our courts, because it's ridiculous. And I don't know why we don't in federal court. It makes no sense. All right. Ooh, look what Kenny says. I love that her and Ryan's narcissism got on Sony too. Yeah, me too. Jeanette says Sony should just unseal their docs and see how lively react. I would love that. Let's put it out in the universe. Sorry. One sec. I have really bad allergies. Hold on one second. All right. I had to like clean some things out of, my grandfather's house today. I was just so dusty, and just really hard. I miss him so much, but he had these amazing, I don't know, but it's good. I got some things that I really wanted, like photos and stuff. So that was good. And then I was like, all right, now what my grandfather loved the Aaron Spencer. He loved that case way more than the Blake Lively case. And so that's why I was like, when he at first, because he did first heard about it, because I remember when it first happened, like we had talked about it, it was like on Fox or something, and then I kind of forgot about it because then there was the gag order, remember? But then our girl from the chat, Lori, reminded us, had me really look into it, and I was like, oh my God, like this is a really good case. So yeah. And it was a lot, yeah. And I hadn't really covered the Aaron Spencer one. I'd only like kind of peripherally heard about it before, but he actually was the one who I think had first told me about it. So, anyways, he was more interested in that than Blake Lively. But I always told him about the Blake Lively case. PGA can be revoked. Wayfarer have the proof of how she got it. They do, because they remember, you guys. They emailed their, I think, legal team. Who did they? I think they emailed someone, because they want to document that they did that under distress. All they have to do is send to the PGA. I think they may be waiting until after the trial. Tiffany says we need to change the laws to allow cameras to federal courtrooms It would kill a lot of stupid lawsuits. Yes, yes, 100%. Okay. So did I get everyone? Oh, here. OSB says, after COVID, studios were so nervous about ticket sales. I think RR approached Sony and guaranteed if they backed maximum effort could guarantee box office success. I think they knew. Wow. If don't ever force Justin to have Blake Lively, none of this would have happened. Oh, if Sony never forced Justin. Yes, Michelle's, yes. If Sony never forced Justin to have Blake Lively, none of this would have happened. Right? Exactly. Okay. So let's keep going. Janetta, I wish PGA would say something. Who do we know who those people are? Is that something I'm gonna have to deep dive? Like who is there like a board at the PGA? I don't even know who these people are. Blows my mind how they stayed quiet regarding Blake and Megamind. I know. Max Rebo says, I hope Ryan Reynolds is not part of Avengers Doomsday, as they will really hurt his pride and power in Hollywood. As that will really hurt his, yeah, if they took him off. But would they do that? Doesn't he have like some sort of like he was the one who got the Marvel, or I don't really know how any of that works actually, but I don't even know who the Avengers are. But I just feel like he has his money and everything. Legal team have it. That's right. Okay, it was the legal team that has it. All right. It said SAG and WGA should look into this too. Yeah, but they're not going to. I mean, it's all about the money, right? Sean Astin is running SAG now. Sean is a good dude. I think he'd be on board to fire Ryan. Is that the guy who was in 90210? I have no idea. RDJ. Robert Downey Jr. says no to RR, says Jeanette. Okay. All right. All right. So do you guys want the memorandum of law? Should we do it? All right. It's going to be long. This looks like it's 34 pages. All right. We have the introduction background. It says plaintiffs. Okay. So plaintiffs are not entitled to leave to amend. So Stephanie Jones wants a leave. So she wants more time to amend her lawsuit. Why? I don't know. Probably because it makes no sense. Plaintiffs have not shown due diligence required by Rule 16. Plaintiffs are not entitled to leave to amend under Rule 15. Nathan and Heath would be prejudiced by the late amendments. They would. The proposed amendments are futile. The proposed defamation claim is time barred. That's right. Plaintiffs failed to plead the elements of defamation. Also true. Because facts aren't defamation. Even though Stephanie Jones, what is it? Stephanie Jones leaks, StephanieJonesLies.com. She hasn't proven that that has anything to do with Wayfarer at all. And and also that there's any defamation on it. Because it looks like it's just former employees, disgruntled employees who felt so wronged by Jones, and they are venting, and because it sounded like this so similar to the Glassdoor reviews. The proposed tortious interference claim is deficient. Oh my God, these words. It's duplicative. The tortious interference claim is not pled with specificity. The alleged tortious interference is economically justified. All right. The proposed eavesdropping claim is deficient. That's so ironic. Yeah. Because they recorded one conversation so that they could go back and revisit it. She's claiming that it was eavesdropping. Plaintiff fails to plead subject matter jurisdiction. Probably, yeah. Plaintiffs do not plead personal jurisdiction over Heath. The Illinois Eavesdropping Act does not apply. I'm going to have to look that up real quick. Let's just pull that up so we have it. Illinois Eavesdropping Act. I just lost my place. Okay. Plaintiffs fail to plead any actual damages. Conclusion. All right. And this is going to be all the case law. So we can come back to that. a lot of case law, statutes, the rules. And here we go. You guys ready? Should I read this? Oh, you guys figured out who Sean Astin. Oh no, that's Brian. That's Brian Austin Green. Okay, well, yeah, I told you I have no idea who any of these people are. Again, I don't. Hollywood is not my thing. Like, I can't even believe this case that like I was drawn into this case, but there's just this case is so demented. It is so crazy that like the whole legal battle is what I'm drawn in by. So I'm having to kind of play catch up with what all these other who all these people are. Oh, Sean Astin, Lord of the Rings and Stranger Things. Okay. So if anyone is clueless like me, let me get a picture of him so we know. I still have no idea who this is. Uh-oh. Oh, geez. All right. Do you guys see this? Lord of the Rings star Sean Astin elected SAG after president. There you go. I do not recognize him at all. But there you go. Maybe some of you do. So, yeah, let's go back to our other page. Sorry for the pause. If for anyone listening, we're going to just get into reading this. Yeah, Sean equals Samewise, Gamgee, and Bob from Stranger Things, also the Goonies. I don't recognize him at all. His mom, Sean Austin's mom, was Doris Day. Are you serious? Wow. He was Rudy. Is there anything I would know him from, you guys? Sean is a good guy and will make the right move. Very cool. Roswell said, I can't believe I ended up in this case either. It literally has broken my brain. I was drawn into this because being a victim, so always pay attention to any case. And actually, that's so true because I remember reading the New York Times article, and I just felt like this, I don't believe this. Like, this doesn't ring true to me. And it just, and as a survivor as well, I'm just like, there's so many red flags here. And plus, I had already seen the way she acted, and I'd already seen the way she's treated other people, and so much of it didn't really make sense. And the things that when you can tell someone who's never been harassed when they're alleging harassment, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel it felt off. All right, so he was the main character in Goonies also when he was younger. Is there any movie I would know him from? He was Bob on Stranger Things. He was a good character that died. Oh, well, no spoiler alerts. Awesome. One great thing I found in this community. This community is full of like, you guys are literally like some of the most genius people, and pay attention to details. And I've said this a million times. You guys probably get sick of it, but it takes a village to cover this case. There could be like 1,000 content creators covering this case, and you still want to be able to cover all of it because there is so much. Like, if I had the time, I would just do all of the way like Ezra and Gottlieb manipulate their filings. But there's just not enough time because you have to keep up with all the filings and everything and your real life and all the sanctions and whatever, everything that they're doing. But like, there's so much that could be done with this case, and the way they like misquote things. Just so much. Subpoena Gate alone is still to this day to me insane. Why are all these content creators subpoenas? Why were all these content creators subpoenaed? Why did Google legal team even entertain this subpoena? Why didn't they just send this back and say, you can't do this out of New York? We're in California. Subpoenas, this is not valid. Why hasn't Lyman addressed any of the motions for sanctions against Lively and her team for the way they did these subpoenas and the way they misrepresented information, and all these content creators who asked for protective orders? Lyman was saying we have to protect these third-party non-parties. Well, there's a bunch of third parties on the docket who ask for protective orders, and he still has not addressed that. I cannot stand this judge. And I don't even know who's worse, him or the Aaron Spencer judge. I mean, these are two of the worst judges I've ever seen in my life, in my opinion, in my experience. All right, so I don't know who that guy is. He has an acting brother, Mackenzie Austin. Okay. Hey, Trish, how are you doing? All right, so yeah, I have no idea who that guy is. Mia says, I'm trying to find Stranger Things. Christy, how are you? Oh my gosh, and you changed your photo. Are these your two puppies? They look so cute. Is there two there? Only two, or is there another one? They're so cute. I want my 9 minutes. Oh my God, there's really someone named I want my 9 minutes. Who were you before? What does Sean have to do with this case? Okay, sorry. So Sean is the president of the PGA, and so I was just asking if the PGA was actually going to possibly like would they retract, would they take back Lively's PGA credit? I don't know if that's, I don't think that's ever been done before, but I feel like in this case it could be done because it was given like with the, but I don't know if Wayfarer would do it. I don't know if Wayfarer is the one who has to do it. I don't have no idea how any of that works. I have a feeling Mandy, what's Mandy's channel? I space out, but she's in the industry and I have a feeling she would know. Just left a Zoom call. They're sending out the recording later to join Omar's live, then saw this in a premiere on Cassidy's channel. Hey, everyone. Okay. Okay. I have no idea. You have to wait. Is Omar or Cassidy? Okay, so Omar was on live. I did not know that. I love Tilted Lawyer. Shout out to him. Then saw this. Okay, there's a premiere on Cassie's channel. When is her premiere? I fall in love listening to so many of you guys. Yeah. And me too. And like I feel like everyone covers a different, like, or sees things different. Mandy Magnet, that's who it is. Yeah. So I feel like I should ask her. Oh my gosh, look, you guys, we have the legend here, Cassidy. Hey, DFJ, so sorry I said at my premiere earlier. Oh, is it now? I don't want to be at the same, I feel so bad. I had no idea. Like, if I'm the same time as you, like, is it now? Should we watch it? Well, we want to give her the stream. What time was yours at? I'm so sorry. I'm going to look this up right now. Oh, it is right now. Shoot. Do you guys want to watch that? I don't want to like sniper stream it because I want her to get the views. But what I will do, oh my God, this is so nice. I can't, oh, hold on, my thing is all messed up. Cassidy, you're the best. I told people to support you here and watch mine later. No, because I want to tell people to watch yours. All right, let me get this link of hers, you guys. I want to make sure that this is watched because Cassidy is literally a legend. She works so hard on her deep dives. One of the creators that like I always feel confident in the work she puts in because like you can see it. And what Cassie, one of my favorite things about you is you I don't know if you were ever an educator, but I feel like you're a natural teacher. So like you're not just putting this out there just to cover the case, you put it out there to teach us and to educate everyone. So just I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. I apologize. And I don't even know what the best thing to do to make sure I support you because I feel really bad. All right. It's okay, everyone. Come back later. They're going back and forth. I feel so bad. I want you guys to watch Cassidy. Oh yeah, and her thumbnail's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, and actually, you guys, yeah. So, like she said, you guys, I'm gonna put the link here. Let me put it. Just make sure you guys go watch there. I'm just gonna keep reading this because, like, I don't even know what happens if I start and stop. I probably already messed up my stream. Hold on. I'm gonna put this in here so you guys have it. All right. Make sure you guys can watch her if you want. I'm just going to read this because for anyone just listening, like I said, I would read this. So I'll just keep going through the memorandum of law for the opposition for Stephanie Jones for leave to amend her complaint, which is crazy because she filed this over a year ago. But all right. So introduction, 8 months after the April 18th, 2025 deadline by the Rule 16 scheduling order and 2 months after fact discovery closed, plaintiffs moved to add 2 new claims against Melissa Nathan and add Jamie Heath as new defendant to a third new claim. Oh, yeah, that's right. She wanted to add that for defamation, right? Leave should be denied. Rule 16b-4 provides that a schedule may be modified only for good cause and with the judge's consent. The language of Rule 16b-4 makes clear that the court may modify a scheduling order only if there is a showing of good cause. The primary consideration in determining whether good cause exists is whether the moving party can demonstrate diligence. And they cite Jones v. Abel. Oh my God, that's pretty funny. And then they say, see Furry Puppet, which is Lyman's. We know Lyman's Furry Puppet Studios, which he's ruled against. Inc. versus Fallout Boy, or which he's gone against his own rulings. This is really funny. Who wrote this? Do we know? Do we know who wrote this yet? I bet it's Fritz, but let's see. Because I feel like that this sounds like him. Yeah, it's Fritz. Okay. Sorry, we're going to go back to that. I could see that, though, because it's totally something he would do. Okay, plaintiffs failed to satisfy their burden to establish good cause and diligence. This court has previously recognized that waiting 6 weeks after discovering the underlying facts before taking action demonstrates a lack of diligence. They cite Jones. There can be no dispute that plaintiffs knew the facts underlying their proposed defamation and tortious interference with prospective business relations. You know what? Cassie, should I bring you on? Do you want to come on? I just feel so bad. I don't know what to do because she has her live and you guys, or her premiere, but she's so smart. I'm going to send a link. So if she wants to come live, I don't know what the best thing to do is here. Love the DFJ hunt for the truth and the Blake Lively saga. Yeah, I know. That's like it's like an OCD thing with me. I hate, yes, this docket. Yeah, this is from today. If you can believe that. This is why you guys are the best. Support each other. I know you guys. Cassidy is seriously one of my favorites. Totally one of my favorites. She's legit. She's awesome. And she knows her stuff. So it's all the things you want. I couldn't resist the opportunity to use this moniker. Oh, you're dying. Oh. Okay. All right, let's just keep going. I'll send her a link. I mean, I don't know because hers is a premiere, so I think that means it's not live, but I think she'd probably want to be in the chat for it, so I don't want to just distract her with this. But when it's over, or maybe people come back, who knows? But anyways, I'm just going to keep going. I feel so bad. There can be no dispute that plaintiffs knew the facts underlying their proposed defamation and tortious interference with prospective business relation claims against Nathan from the inception of this action because those allegations were included in their December 2024 complaint. Plaintiffs did not seek discovery into Nathan's alleged involvement with planting a negative article about Stephanie Jones and the publication of purportedly defamatory statements on certain websites until July 16, 2025. After the statute of limitations for defamation expired and nearly a year after the publication of the article. So so Stephanie Jones wants to say that they were somehow involved with the Business Insider article and the website, which makes no sense at all. Plaintiffs then waited months until after they admittedly learned the facts they claim were necessary to bring this motion. Plaintiffs' attempt to sidestep the Rule 16b diligence requirement by relying on the more lenient standard for leave to amend under Rule 15a, focusing on an alleged lack of prejudice to Nathan and Heath, and that amendment is not futile. But those considerations are only relevant if the plaintiffs first establish that they were diligent, which they have not. See Jones. Even under the more lenient Rule 15 standard, amendment should not be permitted. Nathan and non-party Heath would be prejudiced by the addition of those claims, which would require opening discovery, which has closed, to redepose Jones and depose third parties. Additionally, the claims plaintiff seeks to add are legally insufficient and thus amendment is futile. First, the 1-year statute of limitation for defamation has expired and the proposed claim against Nathan does not relate back to the existing claims. Plaintiff also failed to identify Nathan's allegedly defamatory statements and when the statements were made as required to plead defamation. Second, plaintiff's newly contrived tortious interference with prospective business relations claim against Nathan is duplicative of the proposed defamation claim, and the allegations make it clear that any purported interference by Nathan was at least partially economically justified. Finally, because she can't prove any damages. Finally, plaintiffs' proposed claim against Heath for violation of Illinois Consolidated Statutes Chapter, the Illinois Eavesdropping Act, is deficient because, 1, plaintiffs have not met the $75,000 threshold for subject matter jurisdiction. Plaintiffs failed to adequately allege the court's personal jurisdiction over Heath. 3, the Illinois law does not apply. 4, plaintiffs failed to plead a reasonable expectation of privacy. And 5, plaintiffs fail to plead actual damages from the allegedly wrongdoing as required to plead a violation of the Illinois Eavesdropping Act. Hence, plaintiffs' motion for leave to amend should be denied. So now we're going into the background. Are you all with me still? Well, you're probably not with me, and that's totally okay. I hope most of you are actually at Cassidy's, which I'm going to link again here because she's the bomb. Let's put it here. And you guys can all come back or replay or whatever you want. If you are replay, though, can you leave a comment so we because my troll is gone now. Remember my troll, my number one supporter who was leaving me all those comments? I guess he realized he was helping me, so he's not doing that anymore. So if you are on replay and you come back and this is over, just put a comment in the comment section if you feel so inclined. Miley McCuriel says, I want to get matching fob crown tattoos with my oldest. Khaleesi is the first band we discovered together and bonded over. Oh, that's so cute. And I have no idea. Oh, because of the Fall Out Boy. My son showed me Fall Out Boy. That is so cute. Furry Puppets versus Fall Out Boy is literally about human-sized llama puppets. I actually haven't even read that case, but I should, as if we don't have like a million other things that are going to be coming in soon. Because because we're going to get opposition to the sealing orders, right? And then we're going to end up getting the unsealed documents, but I don't think we're going to be able to get them and read them by the time of the by the time of the hearing. It's insane. It's okay. We gotta have replays too. Thanks, Kenny. And she says, and some of us open up the other streams and run them on mute while they are live. I know, you guys are so awesome. Like, Team Truth is so awesome supporting everyone. Okay, so I'm just going to keep reading, and we'll just see what happens. Let me switch scenes. Okay, background. On December 24th, day before Christmas, right? And if you were on my New Year's stream, this was also... So her lawyer, Stephanie Jones' lawyer, is the same lawyer for Shield, who we like, Team Shield. We went over the Padres, the baseball version of this case. And it's just funny because the person that we're going for, Team Shield, has the same lawyer as Stephanie Jones, ironically. And they, both of these lawsuits were, the one against Shield was filed December 24th, and then we have this one too. So I just think it's awful to do that to someone the day before Christmas, but that's just me. On December 24th, the Jones party filed a complaint against Wayfarer parties. The complaint alleges 8 causes of action. 1, count 1 for breach of contracts of employment agreement between Jones Works and Abel. 2, count 2 for torturous interference with the Abel employment agreement against Nathan, Wayfarer, and Baldoni. Count 3 for breach of contract of the engagement agreement between Jones Works and Wayfarer, the Wayfarer agreement. 4, count 4 for torturous interference with the Wayfarer agreement against Abel and Nathan. Count 5 for faithless servant against Abel. Count 6 for breach of fiduciary duty against Abel. 7 for defamation against Abel. Count 8 for defamation against defendants John Doe's 1 through 10. So this count 8, the John Doe's 1 through 10, is for the Stephanie Jones, StephanieLies.com websites. But she never attached anyone to them, even though she has the name of the person that website was registered to. She had that like over a year ago. Among other things, but she never added them. Among other things, the complaint alleges that Nathan contrived to plant a negative story about Jones in a Business Insider article called Who's Afraid of Stephanie Jones, and that Nathan and non-party Judd Wallace purportedly act in concert with Doe's 1 through 10 to publish allegedly defamatory statements on websites about plaintiffs, which is the websites, which is, again, Stephanie Jones Leaks, Stephanie Jones Lies. But that makes no sense because we have those websites and they are former employees. I just don't get it. On December 31st, 2024, Blake Lively filed a complaint against Wayfarer parties Heath and others in an action entitled Lively versus Wayfarer Studios. The Lively action for allegedly orchestrating a digital smear campaign against her in retaliation for reporting supposed misconduct on the set of It Ends With Us, the film. On February 3rd, 2025, the court in this action largely adopted the case management plan and scheduling order filed in the Lively action, including on April 18th, 2020, or including an April 18th, 2025 deadline for the amendment to pleadings. That was the deadline. We are way past that. On July 16th, 2025, the Jones party served Nathan with document requests for material relating to Nathan's, and then it's just all blacked out. We don't know what that is. As of July 1st, 2025, as of the July 1st, 2025 deadline for the substantial completion of discovery, the Jones parties had not moved to compel or otherwise claim that Nathan's production was inadequate. Nathan produced additional documents on August 6, 2025, which she designated as attorney eyes only under the protective order in this action because the new documents included information about her clients. According to the Jones parties, the August production included documents purportedly showing Nathan, and then it's just blacked out. On September 5th, 2025, the Jones parties deposed Catherine Case, a former employee of Jones Works and Nathan's PR agency, that agency group, which is TAG. Nathan designated Case's testimony as attorney's eyes only, as the examination implicated work performed for other TAG accounts that do not concern this matter. The Jones parties claim that Case's testimony evidences Nathan's involvement with the websites. The Jones parties subsequently moved to have the attorney's eyes only designation removed, and the court ordered the testimony de-designated over Nathan's opposition on September 19th, 2025. Yeah, the court sucks. Oh, no, wait, they did it. They did it right? The court ordered the testimony de-designated. Oh, no, they suck. So, okay. So the Jones party deposed Nathan on September 30th and Wallace on August 10th. Each denied having personal involvement in the websites. Yep, we saw all of that. In a November 26, 2025 memorandum and order, this court denied the Jones party's motion to compel Case to produce further materials relating to the websites in response to a subpoena dated August 17, 2025. The Jones parties argued that they sought materials in response to information obtained from the depositions of Case, Nathan, and Wallace. However, the court held that the Jones parties should have issued the subpoena as soon as possible after Case's September 2025 deposition, and the decision to wait an additional 6 weeks before doing so demonstrates lack of due diligence. And this is, remember, we got to hear that hearing, well, barely because the audio sucked, but we did hear that it was wildly after the fact for her to have this subpoena for additional information from Case. And yeah, and she always knew what Melissa Nathan's stance was. So like if she wanted, to subpoena about, she could have done this way earlier. In response to the Jones party's contention that there would be no prejudice because there was not yet a deadline for summary judgment motions, the court noted that does not mean that the parties are free to continue to issue pre-trial fact subpoenas upon the moment of summary judgment. The absence of prejudice alone is insufficient to show the presence of good cause. On October 5th, 2025, hold on, let me just catch in with you guys real quick. I just want to make sure I'm up with what everyone's saying. You guys are still around? Okay. Christina says, "Oh no, your number one isn't helping now." I know. I miss my troll so much. He did so much, but I have to give him such a shout out because that stream on Meryl would have never gotten the views it got, and it was a really important stream in my opinion. And it gives everyone is now I think, gonna be looking out for things in her depositions, and I bet some of those mommy sleuths and daddy sleuths are maybe gonna look into some of the ways she's deposed other parties, and I just think it's pretty interesting. Come back, troll, and get DFJ to 2,000. Oh, well, I was just happy to hit 1,000. I just needed to do that for my own sake, for them to justify the amount of time I spent doing YouTube for this case. But okay, so Miley McCreal says Google Furry Puppet Studios Fall Out Boy. You'll see the llamas. They were in a music video. That is so cute. I love llamas. Yeah, I agree with Rose Wild. She says, I think Lyman will favor Blake and keep most things she wants sealed. I agree. I think it's so unfortunate, but like, he's not going to read through all that. There's just no way. And how much do you want to bet her side is going to like, I don't know. I just have a feeling that they're going to unredact like certain things by accident, like for, that they shouldn't. I don't know. I think things are going to play really dirty. We saw what they did with the non-parties and third party. We saw them put Perez's kids on the docket. We saw them put, Cynthia Barnes Harris, her address and contact information on the public docket. People who have nothing to do with this. Okay. Oh, what did Christy say? She said, I totally missed it. I'm sorry. I missed the chat, but I think Christy said those are her puppies. Okay, so cool. You guys are here. Yes, the ones that are on the thumb. Yeah. Okay, so Christy, she has a male golden retriever. Yeah, he's so cute. Okay, so we're all down here. I love it. You guys are putting stuff in the chat. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Oh, it was meant to be DFJL. He showed up just in time to help you meet the self goal you made, having them by the 31st. I couldn't believe that because I remember it was like 2 days before, and I was like, I'm never gonna hit it, but whatever. I love you guys so much, and that was the day. Oh my God, Mia, like gifted so many memberships. We finally got Christy a membership, which literally was like impossible. Like we had gifted like hundreds of memberships. Christy like was always in the chat, she's always participating and like was not getting one. Then Mia gave out memberships like in troves, like of 20, I think 20 at a time. Like I think she gave out probably like close to 100, and then Christy got one, and it was like a Christmas miracle. It was insane. So, and that kind of like, it warmed my heart. And then it encouraged me to like, I was like, okay, I was so close. Like maybe I'll keep going. And then the troll came and just gave me all this confidence to keep going and hit me up over the edge. Rose Wiles says, that's why I think he will allow it to be sealed. She has like 130 things and yeah, she has so many things in a stating it's only 8 things to keep sealed. He doesn't have time to read all that. He will just allow her to keep it. And that's what I think too. Okay. Yeah, only 8, but she wants to seal them in their entirety. Agree that he'll definitely allow things to remain sealed. Totally. I mean, he's always gonna claim to protect her, claim to protect the alleged victim. DDM Wazi says the redacted person is Jen Abel because Stephanie Jones mentioned her by name in her message. That makes sense. But like, why would they redact it? Why would they redact her name at this point? Like I don't understand. Maybe it was accidentally redacted. All right. You guys want me to keep reading? We'll keep reading. Hold on one sec. I'm just getting a little bit of tea and then we're gonna keep going. Okay. Let me go back to that slide. So on October 5th, 2025, that was not that long ago, you guys. October, November, December. I mean, that was like 3 months ago. Prior to his deposition in the Lively action, Heath produced a recording of an August 8th, 2024 telephone conversation with Jones, who was in London. At the time the call was made, Jones Works was still representing Wayfarer in connection with the public relations crisis developing around the film and in connections with matters unrelated to the Lively fiasco. During his deposition, Heath explained that he recorded his call with Jones because of increasing concerns over Jones' conduct. Yes, 1,000%, which was very smart on his part. How can you keep what she says straight when, like, you're telling her so many times, do not act, do not respond, do not act on our behalf, do not say anything, and then she keeps doing it. Allegedly. On December 8th, 2025, last month, the Jones parties moved for leave to amend their complaint to add claims for 1. Defamation against Nathan regarding blank, 2. Torturous interference with prospective business relations against Nathan arising from blank, and 3. Violation of the Illinois Eavesdropping Act against Heath for his recording of the phone call with Jones. Okay. So, plaintiffs are not entitled to leave to amend. Plaintiffs have not shown the diligence required by Rule 16. Plaintiffs' motion for leave to amend the complaint should be denied due to their lack of diligence to show cause to amend pursuant to Rule 16 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Especially egregious is plaintiffs' attempt to add claims for defamation and torturous interference with prospective business relations against Nathan arising from blank. Do you guys want to guess what blank is? I can't think of what it is. Oh, they keep going. Hold on. Because plaintiff's current complaint filed on December 24th, 2024 already contains allegations about Nathan's purported involvement therein. Thus, the Jones parties knew or should have known about the facts necessary to bring these claims, not just months prior to the April 18th, 2025 amendment deadline, but at the inception of this case. This alone is grounds to deny the motion to amend to add these claims. Okay. And it says party fails to show good cause when the proposed amendment rests on information the party knew or should have known in advance of the deadline. So is this where what was it about? Well, she already had denied it. Remember Melissa Nathan had already denied, she had already denied whatever it is that she's alleging. Like, so she already knew this. I just don't understand why she's bringing it in now. Rule 16 governs motions for leave to amend after a scheduling order has been entered, and thus Rule 16 governs plaintiff's motions. Rule 16b provides that a scheduling order must limit the time to amend the pleadings and that a schedule may be modified only for good cause and with the judge's consent. The Second Circuit is clear that Rule 16 provides that when a deadline in the scheduling order cannot reasonably be met despite the diligence of the party, where the moving party has demonstrated good cause, the court may grant leave to amend the scheduling order to extend the deadline. Parker versus Columbia Pictures. And it's just smart. You know, they're playing really smart. Like, I just feel like, I mean, I don't know if this is a famous case or not, but I'm just guessing the fact that they added Columbia Pictures. Like, they're trying to now speak, I think, to Lyman's language. Like, this was ruled in this case, and you like to protect all the studios and all the big players and all of Hollyweird and all of the machines. So we're going to now just start citing all of the people that we think will resonate through that thick skull of yours. And noting, consistent with several circuits, that Rule B16 governs motions to amend after the scheduling order deadline. They're like several circuits. So not only would you be going against the machine, which you seem to want to protect, you'd be going against several circuits. Rule 16b is well established as a heightened standard because Rule 16 is designed to offer a measure of certainty in pretrial proceedings, ensuring that at some point, both the parties and the pleadings will be fixed. The Second Circuit is clear that Rule 16 standards may not be short-circuited by an appeal to those Rule 15, as Rule 16 requires a different analysis, an analysis of good cause. If we considered by Rule 15 without regard to Rule 16b, we would render scheduling orders meaningless and effectively would read Rule 16b and its good cause requirements out of the federal rules of civil procedures. In similar context to the one here, courts hold that although Rule 15b generally isn't interpreted permissively, the plaintiffs do not enjoy such liberal interpretation under 16b. And they say denying motion to amend complaint to add a new class representative 4 months beyond the scheduling order deadline after adequacy concerns raised. The primary consideration in the Rule 16 good cause inquiry is the movement's diligence. If the party was not diligent, the inquiry should end. And they cite Parker. Okay, and they cite a bunch of other things. Courts routinely deny leave. Oh, look, they cite Judge Lyman. Courts routinely deny leave to amend after a scheduling order deadline where the movement fails to show diligence in discovering the facts or is seeking amendment. All right. The absence or presence of prejudice cannot be used to sidestep the Rule 16b diligence requirement. For motions to amend governed by Rule 16b, although the existence of or degree of prejudice to the party opposing the modification might supply additional reasons to deny motion, the focus of the inquiry is upon the moving party's reasons for seeking modification. Sorry, this is like a bunch of case law, so I know it's not like totally entertaining, but refusing to find good cause under Rule 16a, where party received notice long in advance of the deadline and that the complaint did not name all necessary parties. In other words, a district court may consider other relevant factors aside from diligence, including whether the amendment of the pleading will prejudice the defendant, but the absence of prejudice to a non-moving party does not alone fulfill the good cause requirement of a Rule 16b. The moving party must first show diligence. Okay, then a bunch of case law. Holding that the lack of prejudice to the non-moving party does not negate the requirement that the moving party act with diligence to amend the pleadings. Okay, let me just check in. Sometimes I just need to check in with the chat and just make sure you guys are still there and can still hear me. I do not see that you cannot hear me, so that's good. All right, let me just see. I'm just checking in with you guys. Sometimes my chat's a little delayed. Chrissy says, hugs to the chat family. So glad I found all you wonderful people. Me too. Mildly McCreel says, didn't as Stephanie Jones redact herself at one point and Blake Lively sue? I mean, yeah, she's just insane. Max says it still makes no sense as the New York Times had thousands of documents to review. Why redact everything they have already seen? I don't know. That is a good question. I don't know if that's a technical question. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning, really. I feel bad when I comment too much, but I also know it helps. I keep it happy medium by liking all the comments. Oh my gosh, no, I love it. I absolutely love it, Quarter Fate. Like, and sometimes I feel bad because I'm not kidding. YouTube does not always show, because I try to respond to every single one, and then I think I will, but then YouTube doesn't even show all them. And so sometimes I'll either have to like resort it and then it will show me some that weren't there before, or I have to like go in the studio or whatever. And sometimes YouTube will hold them themselves without even saying why. So yeah, but they really help, as the troll taught us. Oh, I already put this on the screen. Yes, but Lori became a member, which is so cool. So thank you. Doing great. Thank you. I have 3 checkups before induction day. You have 3 more checkups? Oh, I missed it. For what? You, or are you talking about you or your pet? I hope you're okay. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Christina. Yeah, it was $450 to get a test office visit, an eye test, and blood panel. I know, and I have one of my rescues has like rotted teeth. Oh my God, I feel so bad for him. He was just malnourished and like living on the streets for a while, and his teeth are really bad. And they are like, I just want to warn you, it could be like up to $2,500 to $3,000. I was like, oh my God, that's like more than if a human going to the dentist. But okay, Quarterfate's giving you a code for the teeth. It's Zoo. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's real. That's just putting on the screen. Yeah, it is very expensive to visit the vet. It's hard. Okay, so Quarterfate didn't know it was for the vet. She thought it was for yourself, so she was giving you the code. All right, let's keep going. New filings on Lively Docket from Stephanie Jones also. Is it the same ones as the ones I'm reading, or is it different? Because I did the exhibit, the unsealed exhibit, and I'm doing now the memorandum of law. Should I just check real quick? Okay. This was started off. The whole plan, you can even see if you looked at before. My first thumbnail was just Aaron Spencer. This was only supposed to be Aaron Spencer, and then all these people come and mess it up. Like all these filings came in out of nowhere. All right, Lively Wayfarer. I didn't even know anything was due today. They did. My goodness. Oh my god. She has an exhibit for spoliation. Anytime I read a Stephanie Jones filing, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Um, oh my gosh. And we have a letter from Fritz. Okay. All right. Do you guys want me to finish the one we're on? Like, is that going to be too crazy to just skip over? Maybe should we finish this? I mean, we're only halfway through. I'll just see what you guys want because I'm really curious about this. Well, the Kevin Fritz letter is only 3 pages. Well, it's like 2 pages. I kind of want to read that. Do you guys want to read that? You tell me. We could always come back to this memorandum of law. You like to include timestamps when you can. Oh, that's cool. I don't know. I'm sure it does help because usually I think if you include a timestamp, that means like people will click it usually to see what you're talking about. That is smart. I had actually never even thought of that, but it's a way to interact with the channel. You're so smart. Thank you. Christina says, "Where's Jungle when I need them?" All right. What do you guys think? What do you guys want? Christina says, "I have insurance on the dog, not the cat. Sorry, DFJ to complain." No, you're not complaining. That's like such a relatable problem, and it's like one of those many things like I do want to cover because like basically all these practices have been bought up by these private equity companies, and they just it's just that when you're turning like healthcare into profit, like we see with the humans, it's just it just sucks and it's so hard and there's so many animals that like they need help and then during the COVID, it just blew up. Like people all of a sudden adopted animals, like, COVID support animals or whatever, and lockdown animals. And then they abandoned them. A lot of them abandoned them. But during lockdown, so all these vets were just overwhelmed with an like enormous, like, doubling, tripling of patients. And then now a lot of these animals have been abandoned and whatnot, which is causing others. It's just a whole thing. So it's a good thing to bring up. It's a good thing to look into and put into the universe for people to know if they want to help. Like I support my local vet. I love them and I feel so bad. But like at least 2 of my animals have bit him. Humans don't need full general anesthesia for dental. Also, people brush their teeth. And a side note, I found this paste for cats where you don't have to brush their teeth because I have a cat whose teeth I can't brush, and all of the water ones you add for their teeth, most of those were just bad or like had bad reactions, whatever. I've tried so many different things with a lot of different animals, and I found one finally that like my cat, they just lick it twice a week from this tube, and it's supposed to help with the teeth. It's really good for more like senior cats, I would say. But if you all are interested, I can drop it real quick. I'm not funded, I'm not promoted or anything, or whatever the word is. It's not an ad. But if you are interested, let me just put that in real quick. Oh my God, I just got 100 emails. Let me just drop this. This is a total side note if you have cats. Here it is. This is taking forever. All right, here we go. It's called Vitality Brush Free or Oral Gel Dental Care for Cats. I'm just going to put the Chewy link and you guys can do what you want with it. But I just think this is good, especially if you have a senior cat. Oh my gosh, such a long link. Well, let's see if it'll go through. And let me put the name of it too, since I'm at it. All right, we're taking the longest break ever. So do you guys want to read Kevin Fritz? You tell me. Here we go. All right. I always try to like to help animal things when I can, where I can. All right. She says it's about asking for sealing. So do you guys, what one do you want to read? Oh, yeah. I know. It makes me sad too. So I have a whole thing on that. Brush your pet's teeth every day if you can, but cats, if you can get them to do anything, is great. I know. And that's the thing. So like with ones you can brush, definitely brush. And there's like so many cool, like, different like pastes and stuff. Like, and there's finger brushes or regular brushes, whatever you can do is good. If you can do it, it's so good for the cats. They'll be in so much pain later if you don't. But like with my senior one, that's never going to happen. So she likes this paste. Wait, you guys brush your cat's teeth? That's crazy. I bet it's so hard. Tiffany, you have no I have some cats that was like they're if you can get to them like when they're young enough, it's great. But a lot of the ones like that have come through here like are older. It's just it's hard. But yeah. Sometimes then you take them for a dental cleaning and it's like impossible and expensive. You did the poison water, LL cats never drink. I know. Well, I had to try, you know, you have to try everything. Okay. So I don't know which one you guys want. Which one do you guys want me to read? You guys didn't tell me, did you? Or am I just not seeing it? All right, so just skip around. All right, we're gonna take a break for this other Kevin Fritz one. I don't know if that's gonna be like totally crazy. Omar's live? Is Omar on? Am I missing everything? Oh, you're not watching Omar in that case. What case? Oh, Omar's going live too. Oh, about the ice incident. Oh my God. Yeah, that makes me sad. Because it's one of those things, no matter what side you're on, we're not gonna see it litigate. I don't think we're gonna see any, no matter what the legal parts are, I just feel like we're never gonna see it really happen because, you know, I don't know. All right. Mia said, "What happened with the ice?" Oh, I don't know. I'm not the best person to say to explain that, but, I'm definitely not. But apparently, it just looks like they were sent to Minneapolis, and they were about to do a raid on the street, and apparently someone who lives on the street was, like, in the car, and she was, like it looked like she was signaling people to go by. Some people say that she was blocking the ICE thing and telling the ICE agents not to come. Some saying she was just letting them through because she lives there. I don't know. I don't know any of the facts really. All I know is from the video, what I saw, there's an officer that slips. There's a bunch of officers out. One slipped that on the way on the left side of the screen, by the way, so it's definitely slippery. So I don't know. Some people are saying that the car hit an ICE agent, so he shot at her and killed her. Some are after. Some say that that like obviously like he could have just retreated. Like she was just trying to move because the ICE agents, you know, they wear masks. It's scary. It's not like she would really know. Like they were trying to get her out of her car, whatever. The one thing I don't see that's not, in my opinion, not justified is that like there was shots, like a second and third shot to the side of the window. I whatever. She died, and that was the whole thing. And now people are going crazy. I'm not explaining it the best. I'm not a political person, but I just don't like what I saw. As far as like I'm, you know, I think what I saw and what I've been taught in training for self defense that would not work, in my opinion. But I don't know. You can if you're here, you can leave an opinion. Okay. Gail said anyone had got okay, so we're totally side we're like off a cliff sidetracked. Oh, there's more? Bruce the Moose said 2 people shot in Oregon now also. What? Um, this says she didn't live in another or she didn't live in another okay. I don't know, just bizarre. Yeah, I just send prayers to everyone, and I can we just all get along? It's 2026 is a new year. Can we all just can everyone just take a chill pill? Deep breath in, hold it for, deep breath in, hold what is it? Hold for 8 and then release slowly for 6, something like that. Or it's like breathe in for like 4, hold for 8, breathe out for 6, whatever. Something like that. Do that a few times and it'll just like everyone can calm down. All right, let's keep going. We're gonna read Kevin Fritz because we are so off the rails. So we're gonna read this one from the lively docket. Let's see if I can make this screen bigger. Oh, hold on, I have to do it a different way. Okay. So this we are switching. We'll go back to the memorandum of law. Hopefully we make it to Aaron Spencer because so many things dropped in that case. It's crazy. All right, so this is on the lively docket. Okay, dear Judge Lyman, on behalf of Wayfarer Studios LLC, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Steve Stars, It Ends With Us Movie LLC, Melissa Nathan, the Agency Group, PR LLC, and Jennifer Abel, collectively the Wayfarer parties, we write in response to non-party Isabela Ferrer's motion to seal excerpts from the transcript of her deposition here in the motion. Oh my God, this is opposition to Isabela Ferrer. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Miss Ferrer played the role of young Lily Bloom in the film It Ends With Us in opposing the Wayfarer Party summary judgment motion on her hostile work environment claim and other claims. Plaintiff Blake Lively relied heavily on Miss Ferrer's allegation experiences on the set of the film. Thus, a strong presumption of public access applies to Miss Ferrer's testimony on the subject. Indeed, this court correctly held in its November 26, 2025 order that the presumption of public access is at its peak in the context of dispositive motions. Here we go. Then it says, Miss Ferrer, nonetheless, can you guys see this? Let me just check it. Yeah, you guys can see this. Okay. Oh, let me take this off the screen. There we go. All right. Yeah, I just lost it. Okay. Ms. Ferreira nonetheless seeks to seal that testimony, stressing that she is a non-party who did not voluntarily choose to become involved in this litigation, and erroneously implying that the Wayfarer Party dragged her into this case in August 2025 when they sought to serve her via alternative means. More accurately, in December 2024, Ms. Lively's initial pleadings complained about a scene in the film involving Ms. Ferrer's portrayal of young Lily. In March 2025, Ms. Lively issued a subpoena to Ms. Ferrer to produce documents. In June 2025, Ms. Lively served her amended initial disclosures in which she identified Ms. Ferrer as someone with knowledge of matters relevant to Ms. Lively's claims of harassment and retaliation. Do you guys see this? I want like the Hollywood Reporter and people and everyone see this. Miss Lively brought Ferrer into this. They're making that record. The court may recall that given Miss Ferrer's contention in August 2025 that she has been improperly drawn into litigation. Remember, it was Docket 666. I'll never forget that. It was the devil. It was the devil docket. That she was improperly drawn into litigation. The Wayfarer parties offered to stipulate that none of the parties will use any communication to, from, or concerning Miss Ferrer in any testimony from her in any manner in this action. Miss Lively did not agree to such preclusion or any similar remedy. We reiterate our proposal. So they're like, you say that we dragged her in, so we're saying if Lively agrees then that not to use anything from her, that's fine with us. But she did not agree to that. So again, it's on Miss Lively. Hold on. I just have to take a quick sip of tea. Sorry. I'm so dehydrated. Hold on. We are back. Okay. Ms. Lively's second amended complaint alleges that certain Wayfarer parties created a hostile work environment in violation of federal and state employment laws by, among other purported incidents, filming a simulated S scene in which young Lily and her boyfriend, the character Atlas, lose their virginity, which moment Ms. Lively acknowledges is referenced in the book on which the film is based. Furthermore, Lively's amended initial disclosures state that Ms. Ferrer has information relating to the party's alleged conduct, the S discriminating, harassing, and other inappropriate or unwelcome actions, conduct, or comments made during production of the film, complaints or discussions about the work environment or conduct on the set of the film, the production, editing, cut, and creative process associated with the film, efforts taken to market or promote the film, publicity surrounding the film, and the retaliation campaign alleged by Ms. Lively. So this is everything. All of these things are things that Miss Lively is saying that Miss Ferrer has information about. I mean, it's mind-blowing. I have to take a screenshot of that because like I know that there's gonna be mainstream media who are totally gonna misreport this, and so I'm gonna need to put that back in their face what really is going on. All right, the motion contends that sealing is appropriate because, according to Ms. Ferrer, her deposition testimony contains sensitive details regarding the filming of intimate S scenes and the religious affiliation of another non-party who is not involved in this litigation. However, there are no sensitive details sufficient to overcome the strong presumption of public access to judicial documents at this stage. Are y'all still with me here? Cool. We're going to keep going. Miss Ferrer's actions in this simulated S scene at issue as young Lily are already in the public domain because the film was widely distributed. So they're like, why? We're not going to redact that because everyone already knows it happened. Moreover, Miss Ferrer's deposition testimony does not contain any detail, let alone non-existent graphic details about the simulated S scene in the physical sense. Instead, Miss Ferrer testified about who was or was not present for rehearsals of the scene, whether she was or was not concerned about anything that occurred during such rehearsals, whether the scene was filmed or not, and her comments to the film's intimacy coordinator following the filming of the scene. Remarkably, after Miss Ferrer completed her work on the film, she expressed her gratitude to Mr. Baldoni, stating that she had an incredible experience and praised him for creating a comfortable, safe space for her. And she did not have to do that. She did that. Like, she did that on her own. Oh my God. Accordingly, Miss Ferrer cannot legitimately contend that her testimony concerning a scene that Miss Lively squarely placed at issue herein is irrelevant to the court's judicial function on a dispositive motion for summary judgment. Denying motion to seal names of employees who are part of internal investigation of alleged workplace harassment. Okay. Miss Ferrer's request to seal her testimony concerning the religious affiliation of another non-party is equally unwarranted. The testimony was provided by Miss Ferrer upon questioning about the promotion of the film and the participation of or non-participation of certain individuals in such events. The exclusion of Mr. Baldoni from promotion of the film, who orchestrated his isolation, the purported reasons for those actions, and the public's negative reaction thereto are all relevant to disproving Miss Lively's claim that the Wayfarer parties engaged in a so-called retaliatory smear campaign against her. We note that the non-party reference by Miss Ferrer has not moved to seal any portion of his or her own deposition testimony, which included the same topic of religious affiliation. Okay, I'm just going to take a wild stab at this, and you all can tell me what you think. But this is what I'm picking up. A while ago, people were guessing that there was like some sort of like text messages with Blake and who knows who that were like maybe racist or something along those lines. Do you think that it was back and forth, something that was back and forth about between Isabela or whatever her name is? I should just call her something else. I need a new name for her. The devil. Between her and Lively that referenced this, like that will make them look bad. Like, do you think it was something like that? Because it's saying that we know that they say the non-party referenced by Miss Ferrer has not, because whoever this person is about has not moved to seal any portion of their own deposition testimony, which included the same topic of religious affiliation. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there. This is just what I'm picking up, but I could be totally wrong. So let's just keep going. Although Miss Ferrer claims that she is particularly vulnerable to harassment and misuse of her deposition testimony and at risk of professional harm because she is a working actress, she is not entitled to greater rights than any other fact witness in this case. Bam. Mic drop. Furthermore, it is well settled that generalized concerns of adverse publicity and reputational injury, the only potential harms articulated in the letter motion, cannot justify an order sealing a core judicial document. Whoa. Respectfully submitted, Mr. Fritztastik, we can call him. Where's Lena? I think Mr. Fritz makes Lena blush. Wow. I just love the way he writes. I mean, who do you think the non-party is? I'm guessing it's the Baha'i Faith. And I'm guessing it was something in the deposition she wants to seal. I don't know. I cannot wait to see her deposition. I said, why do both suspects have to have the same name? Oh, wait. You have to tell me. Okay, so I probably fell way back. I have to just go to the YouTube stream. This is how I have to do it. Because StreamYard is so behind on the chat that I never get to see. Yeah, so you guys are all like chatting up a storm and I miss it, and then I miss half the conversation. Um, okay. The account. Oh, Kenny's on her account that can boost. So I have to make sure to comment with it so I can boost. That is so cool. Jungle Jetville says Isabela and her lawyer know all this. It's very telling they still publicly back Blake. Her lawyer is like one of like that was one of the worst filings I've ever read in my life. He's like he went completely off the rails, like and like absolutely insane. I don't know why, if it was for the publicity, if he's lawyering under the influence, I don't know. This is just what I should have said, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so Gareth Walker, I do have a tip for this. Your hands are shaking and can't calm down. I'm obsessed with those like hand warmers. Like you can buy those heat warmers, hand warmers. Um, sorry, one sec, you guys. That was my sister. Hold on one sec. I just need to respond to this. Yes. Okay. Let me put that back on mute. Sorry, you guys. Do not disturb, please. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep going. So yeah, those hand warmers, like they even have like the kind you can put in your shoes or whatever, but I love holding them, and then I put them inside gloves to keep my hands warm. And then sometimes like, and then if you want, like, 'cause sometimes if you're typing a lot, like your hands can get cold, whatever. Um, all right. You guys, I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. Yes, Docket 666. Yes, this is so true, Gal. Technically, Blake brought everybody into this lawsuit. Not only did she bring everyone in, she's the one who brought it to the New York Times. She went to the New York Times. She went to one of the like the largest, biggest legacy newspapers like in the world, and to say these allegations, and then now she doesn't want to back them up. And now she's like, "Oh no, like I'm scared, like, everything needs to be hidden." And I don't know if you guys saw this, but I was like, it's like the Epstein files, like, with the amount of redactions. I'm just like, is it Lively? Is it Epstein? Like, they look the same, and it looks really, really bad, in my opinion. I'm just gonna, show you guys this real quick. Yeah, this is what I said. I'm like, redactions, Epstein versus Lively. Look at that. Like, if I didn't put them on the top, you wouldn't even really know whose is whose unless you really read them, but, like, that's how bad it looks. Sorry. Let me put myself down here so we can keep going. But I saw Jungle Jetville, oh, here. Isabela and her lawyer know. Oh, yeah, that's what you said, okay. Yeah, Fritz's letter is so good. Fritz is amazing. I just absolutely love him. Fritz letter, Fritter. Do you use a water fountain drinking station for your cat? No, I don't. I do not, because to clean, it's too much. Like I've tried probably all of them. I'm not gonna lie. And there's always gonna be buildup in it. They're not clean. So I just put out fresh bowls of water every single day. And I know this like cat expert. I honestly think he used to be a cat. Like everything about him, he does not like. He doesn't. I don't think he's not very personable, but he's the smartest, like one of the smartest cat people I've ever met. And he told me no, no, stop, no more fountains, none of them. He's like, just get a fresh bowl of water every single day, and then replace it, and multiple bowls, and that's what works. And all my cats drink water. So um Cassidy was here. I missed her. I mean, I missed what you said. Thank you. I missed her thing. Okay, well, let me know if it comes back up. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Uh, RR hasn't paid yet. That's why the sanctions keep being pushed. I still believe there's more sanctions to be had. You don't think he's paid? Oh, they have to. I don't those the I mean they have to, I think, or they're like holding their lawyers hostage because why would they go this far without getting money? That's true. Yeah, the Epstein blackout screw up so you could to read it. I know. And I haven't tested this docket. I'm sure people have. Yeah, it's a busy night. I'm so sorry. I'm messing up. I'm in everyone else's time zone, but I'm fine just staying here. I don't care. People can come back. My big thing tonight was to do Aaron Spencer, and then Blake Lively's case has to go and ruin everything. Just kidding. Um, okay. So let me see if there's anything else that came with this. Fritz, you're amazing. I just love this man. And let me put the filing in because I'm gonna forget. No, I'll remember when I do timestamps to put this filing in. So you guys can read it. Let's see what else is on this docket. What else dropped with this? Now it's gone. Okay, we can go back to the one we were reading, but I just want to make sure there was nothing with that went with this lively Wayfair one. Okay, so exhibit spoliation. I have a feeling this is gonna be I have a feeling this is it gonna be sealed? Let me see what it says. Well, it's all right, well now it just froze on me. Hold on. Uh-oh. So I just bought it. It says I bought it and now it's not showing up. Okay, it's coming. Hold on, it's loading. Okay, we just got an exhibit. Let me show you this. Don't apologize. I don't know. I feel so bad. Like I'm at 2 hours. I mean, this stream will probably get not many views. I doubt it'll even get like me any good trolling views, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep that whatever. The information's here. We're all about getting the truth, and I'll probably crop it into like shorter ones, so it's digestible for people. But let's look at this. This Quinn so this exhibit. Okay, so by the way, this is the lawyer that Stephanie Jones has. So here we are. I'm pretty sure Quinn Emanuel. Yeah, source. Okay, so it just says, what date was this? January 8th. Today. Wow, this is from today. We write on behalf of third-party Jones Works in the above referenced matter pursuant to Rule 21.7 and this court's November 26, 2025 order. On December 3rd, 2025, Jones Works refiled Exhibit 30 to the declaration of Kristen Toller in support of its motion for spoliation sanctions. ECF number 104610, originally filed at ECF number 87127. Hold on. Do I need to pull that up? That filing inadvertently excluded a redaction that the court accepted in the November 26 order. Jones Work requested that the ECF help desk temporarily seal that document and respectfully request that the court formally seal ECF 1046. Jones Work additionally is refiling a redacted version. Hold on. Oh my God. Wait, is this the one where Lively? Oh my God, this is the one where Lively put Stephanie Jones' phone number, isn't it? Wasn't this the karma filing? Should I go to it? I'm pretty sure it is. And I'm pretty sure I downloaded it. Let me just look it up on my computer. Hold on, 1046. This is so funny. I think this is it. Oh, that's not it. I'm pretty sure it's the one with her phone number, though. What do you guys think? Mia says, "I think Isabella should have got out." Yeah, I know. What was she thinking? Maya Luma Creel says, "I bet Blake made her promise she didn't intend to keep, like, oh, don't worry, I'll keep you out of it as much as possible, and then paying for her lawyers to go ballistic on the docket over stuff." Well, it looks like a lot of Isabella's family, it was like, I don't know, maybe I think her mom and aunt and someone else maybe are lawyers. I don't even know if she needed someone to pay for her lawyers. Well, maybe she did. Maybe they do different type of law. I could see them paying for her lawyers. That could, I believe that. But they got her the, that would make sense how they ended how she ended up with the most like insane lawyer ever. Um yeah, and that's the thing. Fritz is saying Isabella can still get out if Blake lets her go. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. So, all right. So, but do you guys think that the thing we just read, that ceiling thing, that was the Stephanie Jones exhibit? That was the exhibit from Blake where she had Stephanie Jones' number, right? That's what that's what I'm pretty sure it is. I'm just, what it was it 10 what? Let me go back. 1046. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was. And what exhibit did it say it was? Number 10. I remember this. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. And they I feel like it was the one, and they didn't redact Stephanie's phone number. Oh my God. That's really funny. All right. So let's keep going. Um yeah, it was this. So I guess this is, what is this? The new one that's redacted? I'm just confused. Oh, because they sealed, okay, so then they had to seal it, and then so now they've upload, okay, so I get it. So they took it down. So now they just re-put it back up. I love this. Look, Melissa Nathan. As Leslie, go F yourself. Um, yeah, so I feel like most of us have read most of this by now. Yeah, you guys know this one, right? Let me link this so you have it. Oh, it's not public. Oh, here, let me, I think they're gonna refile it under this one, so I'll just link this one. This was the original that they had to take down. All right. We are going to keep going. So I don't think I'm gonna read this because I think we've seen all this. Yeah, you guys, we've seen this, right? Yeah. Okay. Pam McClintock from the Hollywood Reporter. We have a mutual friend. Okay, so we have emails from Matthew Mitchell. I mean, all none of this is redacted. I whatever. I don't really understand this. So I'm just gonna make sure I've downloaded this so I have it. Um all right. Let me see what you guys say. So we're gonna see what else is with that filing. I didn't see anything else, I don't think. All right, so we read Fritz's. Okay, certificate. Okay, so I don't think we need any of those. So I think we've read everything. So we read everything on the lively one, so I'm gonna close that one out. And then we could go back to this one. Hold on. We can go back to the Memorandum of Law, which is another Fritz filing, so it's not like it's a bad filing to read. It's just a long. Where's my chat at? Blake won't let anything go if she wouldn't keep going with this stupid case. Yeah. And then Miley McCreal says, and there's a reason for Blake to keep her, unless she just, oh, and there's no reason for Blake to keep her unless she just needs another remake voice in the mix. Isabela Ferrer is being used like a mofo. I do not understand it at all. Like, I was ready to give that woman grace, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking, and I don't know what she thinks she's gonna get from them. It's just a bad look all around. Oh, I think she needs a female voice. Okay. Kenny's like, "Not me, I never gave her grace." I know, so many people didn't. I was one of the only people and I remember saying something like that on X, and everyone's like, "No, no." I'm like, "All right, you guys are right, but you're 100% right because at this point, like, she is an adult, like, she's a and she knows what her original experience was, and then I saw her really, like, really rude, then, interviews and she was having with, like, her and Lively together where she was, like, making fun of the director and it's like, "The mole on my face," or, like, "That mark? What mark?" She's just such it was so bitchy. Kenny's like, "I read her for filth." Well, yeah, now I have, don't worry, and I definitely did, but I just I thought maybe there was still a chance, like, there was still a chance she could have, like, come around and done the right thing, and, like, what was I thinking? But because I was like, "How do you live with yourself being like that?" She should thank Blake for all the negative press. Exactly, and that's what Fritz basically hammered home 1,000%. And I cannot wait to read that deposition. I hope it's completely unsealed, and I wanna read the entire thing. I feel like Isabela Ferrer is showing a personality that is exactly like Blake, not just that the 2 look alike, they have similar personalities. I know, and that's not a compliment. Um, I did admit if she apologized and took it back that I might give her grace and then only then, and still just maybe I would, right? Kenny was like, "How did you do it?" Like, you have just I gave her a whole lot. I was like, "Just say you're young and dumb and you didn't know and you thought this is how to get by in Hollywood and you regret it, and that they were amazing people and you hope they'll forgive you because they will. These are, like, the nicest people in the world, and they are all about doing the right thing. If she just did the right thing, they would forgive it, and if they forgive her, then everyone who supports them will they'll get over it, is what I'm saying. But no. So here we are. And I just, like, I didn't know who she was before this, but I will never support anything she's in, ever. And I think that karma will maybe be a bitch. We'll see. Um, okay, so we can finish that memorandum. Did anything else drop? Oh my God. It's like every time I open my email. Um, no. Okay, so we're good with that one. Okay, so we can finish this one if you guys would like. The memorandum of law, and then we can go to Spencer, Aaron Spencer, or we could just go into Aaron Spencer. Oh, I'm not a bot says, I wonder what her boyfriend thinks about this continuing mess. He managed to stay clear of all. She has a boyfriend? Okay, Rosewild hasn't seen anything else drop. Look at Khaleesi. It says Blake Sr. and Blake Jr. Oh my God. Um, yeah, Mia, I'm with you. I'm not giving her grace right now until she drops Blake and tells the truth. Yep, exactly. And I just don't think she will. Young Atlas is her boyfriend, allegedly? Wow. Which is just so funny, is the whole thing. So the one that she had the intimate scene with, that Lively saying was so inappropriate. She ended up thanking the director for making the environment so comfortable and then dating the actor she had the intimate scene with. I mean, the irony, right? It's just these people are so stupid. I can't get over the stupidity of this case sometimes, but it has serious implications, and that's what's, like, jarring about it. Katie and Kate Oh, and Casey did a good story with pics. Oh, okay. She really is following in Blake's footsteps. So, okay, I actually forgot to give her a Sesame Street character in our little cast of characters. Who should I put her as? Who should I put her as, like, Bert? That's so I didn't have a Bert. Um, I don't know, we have to figure out who she is. Okay, we think Alex Atlas is the Baha'i faith, and that's the religion they're trying to deal. Oh, okay. If she gets married, will Blake be invited to the wedding? Oh, she'll for sure, and they'll, like I was gonna say, is she gonna get married at a plantation? Ryan is no, Ryan's Cookie Monster, Rose Wild, because you need cookies with your milk, and Milk Jugs is Blake, and she's Big Bird. Who is Miss Piggy? Is that it? I don't think there's a Miss Piggy in Sesame Street, is there? You thought Lyman was Cookie Monster? No, Lyman is a trash can. You guys are so funny. So funny. Hold on. We need to get back to this reading. I think I'm going to annoy people, but I have to show you this because I wanted to do this so bad. I'm so proud of it. Looks really bad, but I'm still proud of it. I'm proud of my work on this Sesame Street. Oh, it was my New Year's stream, wasn't it? Hold on. New Year's. Here we go. All right, let's just show you guys this. Okay, because we have street relations, right? Sesame Street relation, milk and cookies. So Big Bird Blake, aka Milk Jugs, with Cookie high on his own supply monster, and because he's a monster, in my opinion. We have Crash Out Ezra. We have Count Gottlieb. Oh yeah, by the way, this was originally taken from Sweet and Salty Lynn was the one with that graphic. That's where I found it. And then this was Asshole Media made this one. Crash Out Ezra, and then we have Grover Wright Gravinsky right here. We have the Garbage Can of a Judge, Grouch Lyman. And then the elephant in the room, Van Zandt, is Snuffleupagus. So those were my cast of characters. But I feel like Isabela definitely deserves something. So if it comes to your mind, you have to let me know. One of those aliens that goes brrring. Okay. Yeah, everyone messes up the Muppets in them. That's okay. So did Isabela crap talk the faith of the guy she's dating? Sorry, at a light and could finally text. Okay, well, good, but don't good. Don't text and drive. You're so cute. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so what I think that she was I don't know what she was trying to do. Maybe she wanted it sealed. Yeah, she was either talking crap about his faith, or I totally lost it. Hold on, let me put the screen back up for you guys. I think she was talking about his faith. I don't know. I don't understand why she'd want to steal. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. What do you guys think? I need to put up my. All right, we'll read this one. Yeah. She wanted sealed when she talked about somebody's faith. So I'm wondering if that is what she wanted sealed. And he would be a non-party. Was young Atlas deposed? Probably. That would make sense, right? Because one of the allegations was about that scene. That would make a lot of sense. I don't know why she'd bring up his faith, though. I mean, isn't that kind of weird? Or maybe she was saying, because they're probably like, well, why would you be the only one to complain about the scene and not him? And she might be like, oh, he's the same faith. I mean, I have no idea. All right, you guys are right. I mean, Mia says I think she totally talked crap about someone's faith. That was what I understood. Because why would she care what social media says? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just a chatter. People are also saying Hassan, who they're saying is Muslim. Oh, that's another good point. I'm not about yikes. No wonder she wants it sealed. Wow. And then participant 8617 says, is young Atlas a Baha'i? I don't know, but yeah, that's what people are saying. Other people are saying Jenny Slate being Jewish. Well, I'll just say, I just think it's a bad look altogether. Like, why would that even come up? Why would she say something like that? I think something else dropped. Lauren is going live about a Wayfarer filing against Stephanie Jones. Okay, a Wayfarer. Well, that was what I started with. They were against Stephanie Jones's they were in opposition for her motion for leave to file an amendment complaint, which is like, you cannot file an amendment complaint at this stage. Crazy. Okay, I don't want to go live when Lauren's live. So this, do you know what time she's going live? Because I'm just going to redirect you. And then I guess maybe when she's done, what I'll do is I'll just do the Aaron Spencer for anyone that wants that. So let me grab her stream. Okay, share. So I'm just gonna, okay, I can do it from here. So hold on. I just have to, okay, I know hers for sure is turned on. I just need to figure out how to redirect you guys. So in my StreamYard, does anyone know how to do this? Hold on. Okay, so use guest destinations for guests to stream to. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. This is my first time. I'm going to put the link so you guys don't miss anything, and then I'll see if I can redirect it. I have no idea how to send you guys there. I'm so sorry, but there's the link, and I'm going to see if I can figure out really quick. You guys go. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone. How to redirect a stream. Okay, so to edit my stream, I can do that, and then I redirect. Okay, I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to redirect you guys. There's probably no one left here, but I'm just going to do it. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to everyone for being amazing and patient, and enjoy Lauren's. I'm going to redirect. I found out how to do it. I'm going to do it right now. Edit. Redirect. Okay, here we go. It's not letting me. Oh, here we go. All right, bye everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you again to my mods, to Khaleesi and to Christina. And if you want to do Aaron Spencer later, I'll be around. Okay, thank you.